Oh, I don't think I had any audio then. That's annoying. So, what I was saying whilst on mute was, yeah, sorry, right, try again. So these tests are for. Right, so yeah, the first climb, 3 kilometres in the race, was the one that started just after 3 kilometres. Had variations in the gradient, meaning, if I'm not switched on a race day, you could be dropped right from the get-go. So I need to be very careful about that. And then that second climb that I just did then, or third, you can sort of see the spike right in the middle of the paragraph at the bottom of the screen. That was one where you got to sprint up that one for sure. And then there's a long and rather deceptive 1 or 2% that drags on. So again, you can't really let the power go there either. So this here now is where I'm at from sort of 6 kilometres on. It's probably the first real recovery point. So the climb at 3k, another quick sprinty climb, a gradual uphill drag, a third little spiky climb, which again is another sprinter, but another sprint style climb, but I was busy trying to set out audio and stuff then. That's going to be the sort of same as that second bump. Get a bit quickly, stay with the group. And then there's this long, very gradual downhill. There are going to be some riders who race this and go hard. There are going to be some that choose to recover. So I need to make sure I've got enough left in the tank and in the legs to go with the group. I wonder at which point the banner comes and when I'll get the anvil. There we go, so 7.5k becomes perfectly flat. So again, this will be about sticking with the group. And not pulling on the front, not burning any matches. So 3, 5, 6k, and then the downhill. So it's quite a lot of action in the opening kilometres. Given that the overall distance on this one is 20k, I expect the Cat A riders will be going full gas from start to finish. So, we need to be ready for that. Alright, little sprint now. Push on up the hill there, keep going around the bend, and then where you think it's going to be a downhill it becomes flat for a minute, so pretty much keep pushing until you turn right there, that little bend right. We're going over. Right, what have we got here? You can see the road snaking off. Oh my gosh, uncategorized. Perhaps the Specialized Deca Dash might be my bike of choice for this one. So this flat section in the middle coming up is going to be tricky because the climbers among us are just going to blow through that and maintain their power, whereas the non-climbers among us, myself included, are going to be thankful for the sweet release of flat ground. So, how many meters is that? Oh, we're not going up. I thought we were going to keep going. Okay, so that's going to be another go. Okay, so I was going to say that was going to be another flat out effort. But it looks like we do go up anyway. So steady, oh sorry, not steady, that's not the word I'm looking for. Consistently between 6 and 8.5%, 9% coming up on that red section. Don't know if this recon now is a good idea or a bad idea. I'm regretting this. So yeah, between 6.5 and what's this section now? What we've got up to 7.8, 7.9. To 8.56, 8.8. Oh. What is this section going to be? Oh, going up 9.89, 10%. It's 14%, the flashing bit. Oh, let's see. %. Oh my gosh. I want to make 10% feel flat. So, right, riders are going to push on here all the way to the downhill. So, yeah, that's going to be brutal. I really am thinking that the Athos, oh, wrong one, may be the better choice there for me. I've got the Millersteins. I'm just trying to think about whether I've got the legs and the motivation to do this course again from the start. Well, the answer to my question earlier about the banner and the anvil was there at 10 kilometers. So the question is, will I be hammering the anvil right at this point here, catch up with folks, or will I have enough left in the legs to chase back on a bit and ham the anvil at some other advantageous point? So let's see what other downhill we've got from here on. So I think it was around 300 or so meters of elevation. I've got 100 left to go, so I am literally 2/3 of the way through the elevation that the course offers. Looking at this downhill here, minus 15%. This is definitely going to be the point to use the anvil. Even if by some miracle I manage to remain in the front group, using the anvil here is going to be a good time to recover, because it will take me a Herculean effort to stay with that front group at 77, 78 kilos, wherever I am. I think I'm just hair over 78 at the moment, 78.1, 78, almost 78.05 or something. So hopefully weigh in on Tuesday morning at under 78. So yeah, I think that large 15% downhill that I just hit is probably the right time for the anvil. We will see. Definitely don't want to be using it here, because if I use it too late, I'll be dragging that uphill. Right, this last climb, whatever it is, I'll go race pace if I can. I've got a feather, but I'll bin that now, because I won't be able to use that on the day. When does this last climb start? I'm sure I have done this course, but I can't recall it. And I can see why. It's horrible. It's not what I'd look to do often. Right, here we go. Just before 13 kilometers. Without going back uphill again. A bit draggy, this one. .6 there. Okay. So far, I'm concluding that Tuesday is going to hurt. Right, so after that draggy bit, it does ease off, but I hit the next station and then what? Another drag? It's flat right now, but does this become 1 or 2%? Yeah, 1%. I can see a climb in the distance. So there won't be much in the way of relief here, and if I have managed to get dropped and I'm on my own, whatever gap I'm trying to close at this point, when any group in front is only going to open. So it's going to be imperative that I'm not solo at this point. Flat, yeah, and then minus. Straight or right. Okay, straight on. So some downhill. So it's a very technical course, this one, with all of the uphills and the downhills really gonna make a difference in this one. So usually on a course of this length with 250 more meters of climbing, it's normally made up of 2 climbs, making up give or take 200 or so meters of that overall elevation, and the other 50 coming in small bumps, whereas this one just seems to be uphill or downhill with very little of the race at 0%, meaning you're either recovering or climbing. But I think in a race situation, these downhills, even this bit now, oh my god, there you go, see downhill or uphill, from -4 to 10%, what a swing. There you go, look at the gradient map. From the peak of this, the crest of this climb, we go down, we hit sea level, and we go straight back up. So we're going to be riders with very good legs who are going to use these downhills to push on, kick on, whilst others of us are going to be breathing out of our backsides from the preceding climb. And Tuesday is going to require some very good form. It's going to be a lot of threshold efforts. Here we go, straight back up, see? I say sea level, you know what I mean, like. Right, I mean, this might not look like much on the elevation map because I've been doing 14%, but any other race or crit race, 4% for a climb that averages 4% with kickers like this bit here now would be quite influential in the outcome of the race. So. Right, 3.5k to go. I believe I'm right in saying this route finishes on a climb as well. Honestly, even as a non-climber, I think I would rather take on outdoor Zwift. At least there you know it's going to hurt and you can get into an uphill rhythm. Whereas here, it's up, down, up and down. And just when you've managed to make it up the short, aggressive up, you think, oh, I can recover, but again, I know I've said this a few times now, I just do not think there'll be any recovery. Not for us heavier riders anyway. We will be trying to get back on to those featherweights who have danced their way up the climbs. So I'm going to need to have a look at the difference between the Athos and the 2024 Pinarello Dogma to see what the difference is in terms of time on the climbs. Because I'm going to need every single bit of help I can get going uphill. And I will also need to adjust my own attitude going into Tuesday and think light thoughts. I did make a difference on the last Zero race, to be fair to myself, and the ladder race as well for that matter. Sort of having that self-talk and saying, forget about the climbs, forget about the weight, you've got the power, just pedal hard, you pussy, and it works. I won the ladder race, no, came second I think, actually, but not far off first. He was a much lighter rider than me, so I did well. But in the last Zero race, race 2, I think it was 21st out of 30 or 40 riders. But I did manage to do okay on the climbs. And the riders who were winning that and podiuming and getting inside that top 10 were significantly lighter than me. And the main pack themselves, their power numbers on many, for many of them were pretty lower than mine. So a lot of what they did that I didn't was just staying with that front pack and using the draft. So I need to remember that on Tuesday. Just don't get dropped. So kilometre 2.5 to go, 1 mile to go. This is going to be a brutal course with relentless efforts. And I don't mind relentless efforts, but it's when I dictate them. On this occasion, mighty Metropolitan, this course is what dictates when you go or recover. So there we go, see another little go here. I get the cadence up before the climb. Ah, see? I thought I was going up then. No, it's more downhill, but I know it finishes on that. Which New York crit race finishes here? I can't remember. LaGuardia, isn't it? LaGuardia loop. Takes in this bit here. I'm familiar with this section. I know this bit well. LaGuardia. Secret race I enjoy, and when I see it come up and the stars align and there's an event that suits me from a timing perspective. Oh, there we go. I think LaGuardia, you turn right up there. I think. No, I'm not sure actually. It's been a while since I've done it. This does seem familiar. Ah, here we go. Let's finish strong. Yeah, it does finish uphill, so give you a chance to get a place or two back. So, let's talk about that course then. Right. Let's try that again. There we go, for some reason the input changed. So, the thing that strikes me most about the mighty Metropolitan, which is going to be a mighty challenge, is that, I think I said it sort of during that ride, yeah, the course itself is going to be what dictates the point where you go and the point at which you recover. So with the lighter riders going to be going on the uphill sections, it's going to be the heavier riders among us that are going to be left really dying and really bringing out of our backsides. So that's going to be the first challenge. The second challenge is then going to be, well, do I stay with the punchers and let the mountain goats go as best I can, and then hope to kind of just catch them on these shorter, punchier climbs later, or even that section that's, I think, did I say it was 10 or 11? Yeah, 10 kilometers is when I got the power up. So I get an anvil at 10 kilometers, then the next couple of kilometers that follow is some very steep downhill, sort of 14-15% I think I saw. The thing is, if those climbers are using their anvils, then I've absolutely got to use mine, because otherwise they're going to get away. But I will need to recover as well, so it's going to be a question of whether I use the anvil to recover or the anvil to chase back on. The answer to that is, of course, that it depends on what happens during the race. I don't think it will entirely be up to me. The decision on whether or not I use it there will be decided by the state of the race, I think. So we'll have to see what happens. Mentally, I feel really up for this one. But tonight, for this recon, I feel pretty trash, I feel pretty garbage. I do feel a bit tired at the moment. So, let's see what happens. I've moved my working week around to accommodate the week of racing that I have. So Tuesday I'll be doing the ladder. Tuesday I'll be doing 0, this course, Mighty Metropolitan, and Wednesday I'll be doing the ladder league, which is it's a cobbled race. I can't remember which one it was, but another punchy race. So let's see how we get on. Yeah, we'll leave it there for now. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching this live, if you stayed with me for the entire thing, you'll know it's been a bit of a mess because I've had to trim the start. If you're watching it back, however, please do excuse some of the kind of misalignments of the elements, because I originally was going to be taking on a 50k race tonight, which I was planning on making a bit of a diesel-like effort, just staying with the group and powering around for a while. But no one else joined, and I didn't want to ride solo for 50k, so I thought instead tonight would be the perfect opportunity to do a recon of an important event this week. So I will see you on Tuesday evening for the ZRL round 2 race 3. Tune in if you can. I'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in. Peace and good vibes to you. Check out the links below in the description. See ya.